The galaxy had long forgotten humanity. For centuries, humans were considered weak, a species that could barely hold its own planets together. Other civilizations laughed at the idea of human space travel. Stories of human colonies were dismissed as myths. Yet, deep in the darkness of uncharted space, one ship moved silently, a ship unlike any the galaxy had ever known. It was called the Black Ship. No one knew where it had come from, and no one knew its purpose. Its black hull reflected the faint starlight, making it almost invisible. It moved like a shadow, gliding across the void with a quiet power that was both terrifying and awe-inspiring. Captain Alara Voss stood on the bridge, staring at the endless black beyond the viewing window. Her eyes were sharp, scanning for even the slightest hint of movement, though she already knew the galaxy had no idea she was there. The Black Ship was her responsibility, her legacy, and the final hope of a species everyone believed had disappeared. Her crew moved around her silently, each one trained for this moment for decades. They did not speak unless necessary. Words were expensive when lives could be lost in a single mistake. Alara's mind drifted to the old messages hidden deep in the ship's core, messages left by the first humans who had ventured into deep space. These were humans who had been forgotten, erased from the records, their names lost to time. Yet their words remained, etched into the memory of the Black Ship. "When the galaxy doubts us, we will rise," one message had said. Another warned, "Never trust the stars. Trust only your courage and your will." These were not just instructions, they were promises. Promises that humanity would not vanish quietly. Promises that humanity would one day return, stronger than anyone imagined. Outside, the stars seemed to shiver, as if they knew something was coming. The emptiness of space could be terrifying, yet for Alara, it was home. She had learned to feel comfort in silence, in the cold metal and the hum of the ship. Every sensor, every engine, every weapon on board had been designed by humans who believed in one truth. Survival required more than strength. It required heart, cleverness, and the ability to endure what no one else could. Suddenly, the ship's communication panel lit up. Alara walked over, her steps steady, calm. A message blinked on the screen, simple and cold. "Humanity is gone. The Black Ship is a myth. You have no place here." Alara read it slowly. Her lips curved into a small, almost sad smile. The galaxy was still ignorant, still arrogant, still believing in its own stories. If only they knew. The Black Ship was very real, and so was humanity. "Prepare the engines," she said softly, her voice carrying authority without anger. "We move. Let the galaxy see shadows it cannot understand." Her first officer, Commander Rin, nodded, understanding her without question. The crew moved like clockwork, lights blinking, engines humming as the Black Ship prepared to slip further into the void. Alara felt a surge of emotion, a mixture of pride and sorrow. She thought of the countless human colonies hidden across star systems, silent and patient. They had waited, trained, and survived, all while the rest of the galaxy assumed humans were extinct. And now, the moment had come. Humanity would no longer hide. Humanity would no longer be underestimated. The stars stretched endlessly before her, but she did not see them as mere points of light. She saw opportunities, dangers, and the paths humanity would carve across the galaxy. The Black Ship, once a whisper in the void, was about to become a thunderclap. The galaxy that had forgotten humans would soon remember them, of pride, fear, and determination. Every human alive, every hidden colony, every ship in the fleet had waited for this moment. Every life had a purpose, every memory a reason to fight. "Target the Zerthian fleet," she commanded, her voice calm but carrying absolute authority. "Prepare the attack sequence. Let them see what humanity can do." Commander Rin's fingers moved swiftly over the controls, shields up, weapons armed, calculating optimal strike paths. Now. Across the fleet, the hidden human vessels activated their weapons simultaneously. Unlike any conventional attack, the human strategy was precise and terrifying. Beams, of concentrated energy cut through shields and armor as though they were paper. Alien vessels, once confident and arrogant, were thrown into chaos. Explosions lit the void like fireworks, but the humans maintained perfect coordination, striking swiftly and disappearing before retaliation could arrive. Alara felt a pang of sorrow as she watched some ships burn. These were not just targets. They were lives, sentient beings who had once dismissed humans. But she reminded herself, the galaxy had forgotten what it meant to face humanity. This demonstration was necessary, not cruel. It was a warning, a message written across the stars. Amid the chaos, human colonies that had remained hidden for generations were revealed. Alien patrols and spies were shocked to find worlds thriving, technology advanced, defenses unmatched. Every human alive became part of a living network, a web of intelligence and strength. The Black Ship and its fleet acted as both spear and shield, leading from the front while protecting the colonies. Ilara's heart raced as she remembered the cost of secrecy. Years of hiding, of watching friends and allies perish, had taught humans patience, and patience had become their greatest weapon. The aliens had assumed humans would crumble under pressure, but they underestimated the human spirit. Humans could endure, adapt, and rise from the ashes of their own history stronger than ever. Suddenly, a massive Zerthian command ship appeared, its hull bristling with weapons. It had been hiding, waiting for the humans to reveal themselves. They want a decisive strike, Rin said, tension in his voice. If they hit that ship first, it could destroy the outer fleet. Alara did not flinch. Then we will be faster, smarter, and stronger. Prepare the Black Ship. This ends now. The ship surged forward, engines roaring with quiet fury. The Black Ship's weapons targeted weak points in the command vessel. A concentrated beam struck the core, and the alien ship erupted in a blinding explosion. The shockwave rippled across the battlefield, but every human vessel had already moved, leaving the aliens stunned. The galaxy watched in awe. Systems that had once mocked humans now trembled before them. The Black Ship hovered like a shadow over the battlefield, not as a conqueror, but as a reminder that humanity would never be ignored again. Alara's voice broke the silence of the bridge, soft but filled with fire. We are not here to destroy but we will protect ourselves. We will protect every human, every home, every life we care for. The galaxy must remember, humanity is never weak, and we are never silent. As the battle ended, the alien fleets retreated in confusion and fear. The humans had not only survived, they had proved their strength. And somewhere, deep in the hearts of every hidden colony, hope burned brighter than ever. Ilara stared into the void, feeling both exhaustion and triumph. The galaxy had seen the first signs of humanity's return, but this was only the beginning. One thing was certain: the universe would never forget the Black Ship or the humans it carried. The galaxy was in shock. The Black Ship and its ghost fleet had revealed themselves, and no civilization could ignore the humans any longer. The Zerthians had fled, but the echoes of their panic spread across star systems. Leaders and diplomats scrambled, unsure of what this resurgence meant. Humanity, once dismissed as weak, now stood at the center of every conversation, every strategy meeting, every fearful glance. Captain Ilara Voss stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the stars. She could feel the weight of history pressing down. On her shoulders, the countless humans who had been erased from records, who had hidden in silence, who had waited for this moment. Their patience, courage, and ingenuity were now humanity's greatest weapons. Yet Ilara knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy would test humans, challenge them, and try to break them. A communication arrived from the Galactic Council. A chamber of alien leaders, glowing with authority and fear, demanded an audience with humanity. They wanted answers. They wanted explanations. They questioned the right of humans to interfere in galactic affairs. Ilara walked slowly to the main console, her steps measured, her mind sharp. "Prepare the fleet for travel," she ordered. "We are going. It is time the galaxy hears us." The council chamber was intimidating. Tall, shimmering walls, advanced alien technology humming in the background. The leaders spoke in unified tones, their voices echoing with suspicion and authority. Why do humans return? Why now? You have no claim to govern or interfere. Why should we trust you? Ilara's lips curved into a quiet, confident smile. She did not raise her voice, yet every word carried a weight that silenced the room. We do not come for power, she said. We do not seek control. We come because the galaxy has forgotten what humans are capable of. We come because survival is not optional and courage is not negotiable. You doubted us, you mocked us, and you forgot us. But humans do not forget. Humans endure. Humans rise. Whispers passed among the council members. Some were awed. Some were fearful. Some were angry, yet all were listening. Ilara continued, "We are here to remind you that every life, every planet, every colony matters. You assumed humanity was extinct, that we would vanish quietly. You were wrong. Humanity never vanishes. We wait, we prepare, and when the time comes, we act. Today is that time." The chamber grew silent. No one interrupted. Ilara could feel the tension in the air, the mix of fear. Ilara closed her eyes for a moment, feeling the weight of history, the burden of hope. She whispered to herself, not to anyone else, "We are still here, and we will rise." Then, with a calm determination, she turned back to the bridge, ready to guide the black ship into the darkness where the galaxy would never see it coming, but would never forget it. The black ship moved forward, silently, confidently, like a shadow born to remind the universe that humanity was not just alive. Humanity was unstoppable. The black ship glided through the darkness of space, silent and unstoppable. But it was not alone. Deep within hidden star systems, other ships stirred, vessels built by humans long ago and thought lost. These were the forgotten fleets crafted in secret, hidden from the prying eyes of alien civilizations. For decades they had waited, lying dormant, engines cooled, weapons silent, listening to the whispers of the galaxy. The galaxy had dismissed humanity as extinct, and that had been humanity's greatest advantage. No one expected the unseen to return. Captain Ilara Voss felt a shiver of pride and responsibility. Each ship that joined the black ship was a testament to human resilience, ingenuity, and patience. She walked the bridge, her eyes reflecting the soft glow of the instruments. "Rin," she said, "activate the awakening sequence. Let them rise from the shadows." Commander Rin's hands moved over the controls, and one by one, across the void, the ghost fleet stirred. Engines hummed, shields flickered to life, and weapon systems powered up with a precision that was almost eerie. For a moment, the galaxy remained unaware. Star systems passed silently, unaware that an entire armada had been hidden in plain sight. Every ship in the fleet was a human masterpiece, smaller, faster, and smarter than any alien vessel. Their designs were unconventional, unpredictable, and perfectly suited for surprise strikes. The aliens had grown arrogant, believing humans weak, believing myths and stories over truth. They were about to discover how wrong they had been. Ilara felt a deep surge of emotion as the first ships linked their coordinates with the black ship. Memories of the original human explorers flooded her mind, the ones who had vanished without a trace decades ago. They had left behind plans, codes, and instructions hidden in the ship's cores, waiting for the right moment. "We were never gone," Ilara whispered. "We were waiting, and now we rise." From the shadows, the ghost fleet began its silent march. They moved with perfect coordination, appearing only when the humans chose. Sensors detected nothing until it was too late. Patrol fleets of alien species passed near human-held systems, believing the sectors empty. Then, without warning, human vessels materialized from hidden points, their black hulls blending with space, their weapons ready but silent. This was not just strategy, it was a statement. Humanity was not weak. Humanity could not be ignored. Ilara felt her heart tighten as she thought of the stakes. Human colonies that had remained hidden for generations were now visible to the universe. Any mistake could endanger them all, yet she knew this was a risk they had to take. Fear could not rule humans. Courage had always been their defining trait. She remembered the old words from the first explorers. Trust your will, not the stars. Trust your courage, not the odds. Courage was what the galaxy would remember today. Suddenly, a small signal came from a nearby system. Alien scouts had detected the black ship and word was spreading. The first warnings of humanity's return reached a few fearful species. Panic rippled through them as they realized the humans were not only alive, but prepared. Every hidden ship, every secret colony, every forgotten weapon was part of a plan decades in the making. Humanity had waited silently, building strength while the galaxy slept. Ilara's voice was calm but filled with quiet fire. Prepare for visibility. Let them see what they ignored. Let them understand the cost of underestimating humans. Her crew nodded, hearts steady, minds sharp. They were ready for whatever would come, as humanity always had been. As the ghost fleet slipped further into the galaxy, they were no longer shadows. They were a storm in waiting, an unstoppable reminder that myths could become reality. And the black ship, leading them, carried not just humans but the spirit of every colony, every hidden world, and every promise kept in silence. The galaxy thought it had forgotten humanity. The truth was far more dangerous. Humanity had only been waiting. Ilara stared into the void, a determined smile on her lips. "We will rise," she whispered. And in that quiet promise, the first tremors of a new era began, an era where the galaxy would never again forget the strength, cunning, and unyielding spirit of humans. The galaxy had been sleeping, and now it began to stir. Word of the black ship and the awakening human fleet spread like fire among the stars. Most civilizations could not believe it. Humans were supposed to be weak, a species that vanished quietly. Yet here they were, rising from shadows, more powerful and prepared than anyone had imagined. And with their rise came fear. Captain Ilara. Voss stood on the bridge of the black ship, her eyes scanning distant star systems. Every message, every sensor ping brought the same truth. The galaxy had underestimated humans for the last time. But not all eyes were fearful. Some were cunning. The Xerthians, known for their trickery and political manipulation, sent an envoy. Their ships approached slowly, lights blinking in polite rhythm, a display meant to seem harmless. "Peace talks," the message said. "We wish to negotiate." Commander Rin frowned. "Captain, it's a trap. Their fleets are already near our hidden systems. They'll strike if we lower our defenses." Ilara did not turn from the viewing window. "Let them come," she said quietly, almost to herself. "They think humans are naive. They think diplomacy means weakness. They are about to learn the truth." The Xerthians' approach was deliberate, elegant, and dangerous. Every move calculated to probe human strength without risking open conflict. But Ilara had trained for this moment her entire life. She had read the old human messages hidden in the black ship's memory banks, left by explorers who had faced similar challenges decades ago. "Trust your courage, not the odds," one message said. Ilara remembered it now, letting it guide. As the Xerthian envoy drew closer, the black ship moved with silent grace. Its weapons remained hidden, its true power masked. The humans did not attack first, they never did. Humans did not fight out of anger, they fought out of necessity, and when they struck, it was decisive. Sensors detected multiple Xerthian scouts, attempting to flank the black ship. But before they could act, hidden drones deployed from the black ship's hull, neutralizing the enemy silently. No explosion, no warning, just sudden emptiness where once there had been ships. Ilara turned to her crew. "Prepare the fleet," she said. Her voice was steady, calm, but carried the weight of authority. "We move on our terms. We show them the cost of their arrogance." The Xerthians realized too late that the humans they thought extinct had been planning this for decades. Entire systems that were once considered empty now contained hidden human colonies and advanced technology. Sensors and weapon systems aligned perfectly with the black ship, forming a network the Xerthians could not penetrate. The humans had waited silently, biding their time, and now the moment had arrived. Ilara's eyes softened as she remembered the countless humans who had hidden, survived, and trained for this day. Their courage, their patience, and their ingenuity had built the black ship and its ghost fleet. She felt the presence of every hidden colony, every silent survivor, and every human who had given their life to protect the species. "We are not just fighting for today," she whispered. "We are fighting for every human who could not fight." The Xerthians' diplomats attempted to speak again, words of negotiation and peace, but it was too late. The humans had already proven their strength, and the galaxy had begun to understand that they were no longer a myth. Yet even in victory, Ilara knew that trust would always be fragile in the universe. Aliens would fear humans, some would respect them, others would seek revenge. But the first lesson was clear. Betrayal would never succeed against a species that never gave up, never forgot, and never surrendered. The black ship glided silently as the Xerthians retreated, their faces pale with fear and disbelief. The humans had shown that they could outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast. Ilara's heart ached for the necessity of such measures, but she knew it was only the beginning. The galaxy would never be the same, and humanity's rise had just begun. She looked out into the endless stars, a quiet determination settling in her chest. "They thought they could fool us," she said softly. "They thought they could outwit humans. They were wrong, always wrong." And in that moment, the black ship, leading its ghost fleet, became more than a vessel. It became a symbol. Warning. A promise. Humanity was back, and no one could stop them. The black ship led its ghost fleet through the galaxy, a silent storm waiting to strike. Alien systems that had once mocked humanity now faced a force they had never imagined. For decades, humans had hidden, trained, and prepared. Now they were ready to show the universe their strength, not out of malice but out of necessity. Captain Ilara Voss stood on the bridge, her hands resting lightly on the console. Her eyes scanned the sensor screens, which glowed with hundreds of targets, alien warships and installations that underestimated humans for the last time. She felt a mixture. The galaxy had changed. Systems that once laughed at humanity now trembled at their presence. The black ship hovered above the core of a recently liberated star system, its black hull reflecting the pale light of a distant sun. Captain Ilara Voss stood on the bridge, her gaze steady, her heart heavy yet filled with hope. The battles had ended, at least for now, but their impact would echo across the stars forever. Ilara thought of the countless humans who had remained hidden for generations, the children who had trained in silence, the scientists who had invented technologies in secret, the explorers who had vanished into the void. All had waited for this day. They had survived, adapted, and endured, while the galaxy had forgotten them. And now, the moment had come for the universe to witness the true strength of humanity. Commander Rin stepped beside her. "Captain, the alien fleets are retreating. Many worlds are reaching out, asking for guidance, and even some who once opposed us." Ilara's eyes softened. "They are learning what it means to underestimate humans. But this isn't about vengeance. It's about survival and about hope. Every human life, every colony, every hidden world, these are what we fight for." She looked out at the stars, seeing not just light, but possibilities. "We do not conquer for power. We rise to protect, to endure, and to remind the galaxy what courage truly means." Messages flooded the black ship from every hidden human colony. Systems long thought lost had emerged, joining together in solidarity. The galaxy had witnessed a force it could not understand, yet the humans did not seek domination. They sought recognition, safety, and the chance to reclaim their place among the stars. Ilara remembered the whispers within the ship's core, the memories of humans who had served long ago. Their voices echoed in her mind, a chorus of courage and determination. "You carry our legacy. You protect our future. humanity will rise. She drew strength from them, feeling their wisdom guiding every choice, every maneuver, every decision. The black ship was not just a vessel, it was the heart of humanity, beating with every life, every memory, and every dream carried across generations. The alien leaders who had once doubted humans now approached with caution and respect. Some offered alliances, others bowed in acknowledgement. The galaxy had learned a hard lesson. Humans were not myths. Humans were not weak. Humans endured, and when humanity acted, it acted with precision, unity, and courage beyond measure. Ilara turned to her crew, her voice soft but filled with conviction. Remember this day. The galaxy has seen what humans can achieve when we are united. We are not just survivors. We are a force of hope, intelligence, and perseverance. And we will never be forgotten. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to the emergence of a new era. The black ship, once a shadow in the void, had become a symbol of courage, of resilience, and of a humanity that refused to vanish quietly. Every hidden colony, every human who had waited in secrecy, now had a place in this new chapter. Humanity had returned, not as conquerors, but as guardians, and as a reminder that even in silence, strength can grow. Ilara felt a swell of emotion as she watched the galaxy respond. Systems once hostile now sought collaboration. Young humans, inspired by stories of survival and courage, looked to the stars with new hope. And for the first time in generations, humanity's place in the galaxy was secure, not because of fear or aggression, but because of patience, ingenuity, and unwavering courage. She whispered to herself almost reverently, "We have waited, we have survived, and now we rise." The black ship glided forward, silent, powerful, and eternal, a reminder that humanity, once forgotten, would never again be dismissed. In the hearts of every human watching, and in the minds of every alien who had witnessed their return, one truth became clear. The galaxy had lost hope in humanity until the humans chose to rise. And from that moment onward, the universe would remember their name. The black ship vanished into the stars, carrying with it the legacy of courage, the spirit of survival, and the promise of a future built by humans who refused to be forgotten. Humanity was reborn, and the galaxy would never be the same again. Awe, respect, and disbelief. She glanced at Commander Rin, who nodded. They had prepared for this moment, and the Council had no idea how much humans had endured. Ilara's thoughts drifted briefly to the hidden colonies across the galaxy. They were watching too, listening to her words, taking strength in the knowledge that humans had returned. She felt the presence of every hidden human who had kept hope alive, every child trained in secrecy, every scientist, soldier, and explorer who had built the foundation of the Ghost Fleet. Their courage gave her strength, and her voice carried it to the Council. "We do not ask for trust," she said. "We do not ask for fear. We ask only that you remember, humans are here and we will protect our own. Humanity is not weak. Humanity does not break. Humanity rises." For the first time in centuries, the Council understood the truth. Humans were not myths. Humans were not weak. They were a force beyond imagination. Clever, brave, and unstoppable when cornered. Some members bowed slightly, a gesture of respect. Others withdrew, fear etched in their faces. Ilara turned away, her eyes once again on the stars. The galaxy had seen a glimpse of humanity's strength, and the message was clear. Testing humans was dangerous. Doubting humans was foolish, and underestimating humans could cost entire civilizations. She whispered softly, almost to herself, "We are not just survivors. We are the reminder of hope, courage, and resilience, and we will not be forgotten." Outside the council chamber, the black ship waited silently, engines humming with quiet power. The galaxy had witnessed a new chapter of human history, and one thing was certain. The test of humanity had begun, and the universe would never be the same again. The black ship moved through the silent expanse of space, its engines humming like a heartbeat. Inside, Captain Alara Voss walked the dimly lit corridors, feeling a weight heavier than any starship could carry. The ship was more than metal and energy. It was alive with memories. The voices of humans long gone, the whispers of explorers who had vanished decades ago, filled the ship's core. They guided her, warned her, and reminded her of every lesson humanity had learned. Alara paused before the heart of the ship, a glowing chamber pulsating with light. This was where the black ship stored the collective memory of humans who had served aboard it. Every strategy, every decision, every sacrifice had been recorded here, preserved in the ship's living core. It was as if the souls of past humans had become one with the vessel, giving it wisdom and intuition no machine should have. She could feel them, a chorus of silent guidance, their presence comforting and powerful. "Captain," Commander Rin said softly, stepping beside her, "the alien fleets are coordinating an attack. They've discovered more of our hidden colonies. This could be the moment they try to strike everything we've built." Alara's eyes glimmered with quiet determination. "Then we will move, with what the ship knows, what humanity has taught it. We will not be caught off guard." She ran her fingers over the control panel, feeling a connection to the ship's intelligence. It was not just machinery, it was memory, history, and courage fused together. The black ship surged forward, weaving through space like a living entity. Sensors detected alien fleets closing in, weapons charging, strategies forming. But the ship seemed to anticipate every move, guiding Alara's commands, suggesting maneuvers she could not have calculated alone. Human ingenuity, combined with decades of hidden experience, turned potential disaster into opportunity. Alara felt a surge of emotion. Every hidden human colony, every survivor who had trained in secrecy, every child who had learned the skills of survival, all had contributed to this moment. Their courage flowed through the ship, through her and into every crew member. They were not alone. Humanity, in all its hidden glory, was with them. As the alien fleets attempted to trap the black ship, Alara followed the subtle guidance of the ship's core. Ships moved through impossible gaps, dodging fire that should have been unavoidable. Alien captains cursed their misfortune, unable to comprehend the precision and foresight guiding their target. The black ship danced through destruction, a shadow, untouchable, a force beyond understanding. Rin watched in awe as the fleet coordinated seamlessly with the black ship. "Captain, it's like the ship knows what they'll do before they do it." Alara nodded, eyes fixed on the holographic display. "It does. It carries the will of every human who ever served. We are not just fighting with technology. We are fighting with every lesson learned, every sacrifice made. That is our advantage." Suddenly, a massive alien battleship fired a devastating barrage. The black ship shivered, but instead of panic, its core responded with precision, guiding Alara's maneuvers. The shots missed by inches. The alien fleet, confident in their power, could not understand the force they faced. They had underestimated humanity's patience, humanity's preparation, and humanity's unity. Alara's heart swelled with pride and sorrow. Pride for the courage of her people, sorrow for the battles that had been necessary. "We fight not for glory," she whispered. "We fight because humanity must survive, and we will." As the alien fleets retreated, beaten not by anger but by intelligence and determination, the black ship glided silently through the void. It was more than a weapon. It was a guardian, a repository of human courage, and